Agripaco, and we are Group 8. We are here to present a C program that simulates a simple flight booking system. I'll be taking a preview of the entire program. Below is how our program is structured. To begin, this program is designed to allow an individual to select a flight to a specific location at a specific date. In this code, the flight information is displayed. That is the destination, the date, the price, and the number of seats available. After a flight is selected, the function checks if there are available seats. If seats are available, the booking is confirmed. It then asks the user if they want to select another flight or not. It keeps doing this until the user decides to stop. So let's run this code and see. So as you can see, it has given us the flight and their specific, the dates, their prices, and the number of seats. So I would like to select the flight number one. So as you can see now, the seat available is only one. That's because I've selected one. So let's select the first one again. So now there are no seats available for flight number one. So we can select another. You can select another one. Let's try it soon. So we can keep doing this until we feel like this is enough. So now I'll leave it to the rest of my members to go deep into how each code works.
Hello, my name is Manela Ikitayave. This program starts with setting up the flight information. So the hashtag include SCDIVH directive includes the standard input output header, which allows text to be displayed and intent inputs to be read by the program. Then the hashtag include string.h includes the standard string library, allowing the program to work with text known as strings. The next two lines define the constants. Max flights tells the program will handle a maximum of 5 flights, whilst the max name length sets a limit of 20 characters on the city's name length. Then the type def struct with the braces ending with the flight and the semicolon. It creates a form of blueprints for the information that we are putting in about the flight. So continue to the structure of the flight, which is what we have in between the braces, starting from here to here. Yes. So the first one is the destination. The max name length in the brackets beside it sets a limit of 20 characters on the destination's name as we indicated here. So the 20 that we set here limited it to a maximum of 20 characters. So it comes to play here. Then the next is the date. The date has 11 in the brackets, which sets a limit of 11 characters on the date. The next is the price of the flight. The next is the price of the flight. And with the price of the flight, whatever is inputted at this point will represent the price of the flight. Then last one is the seats available. So that represents the number of seats that are available as of the time that the flight is being booked. So based on this blueprint that we have here, that is how the information is going to be displayed. So this is how it's going to be displayed here. So according to the blueprint that we created for the information, that is the structure of the flight. That is how it's going to appear when the code is run. So the first one represents the destination as said in the structure. Then the next is the date. The next is the price, and then last is the seats available. So let's run the code. So the code will run in this terminal. The information will be displayed. So yes, according to how we computed it, that is how it's going to be displayed. Yes. So with the the information that we set.
Hello, this is Ampedu Nuruddin, and at this point in the video, I'm going to talk about the function display flight. The function display flight is used to print out details of all available flights stored in an array. That is, it will print every valuable information about the flight, the destination, the date of departure, the price, and the seats available for the flights. Where it's supposed to print out in a neatly arranged form, that is it's supposed to print it out in this form where it is neatly arranged. That is the date, the destination, the date, the price, and the seats available for the flights. Where the void in this function here means this entire function is not supposed to return any value to the user. The display flight here, the display flight, this is the name of the function used to define this. And this flight here means it stores the details of the flight in an array from where integer of num flight. That is, this is the number of available flights stored in an array. And the printf available flights. This is going to print available flights as the header for the function. And for this, for integer I equals 0, I is less than num flight I plus plus. This is going to iterate through each structure of the function where printf destination, date, price, and seat available is going to print out the information of the flight for the destination of the flight, whether it's going to Nairobi, Accra, or whatever. And the date is the day the flight will be taken off. The price for the seats, and the seats available is the number of seats available for the flight.
Okay, guys, I'm Yusuf Saliu. I'm here to talk about Select Flight. The Select Flight help the user to book a flight by one, asking the user to enter the number of flights he or she likes to book. Two, checking either the number he entered is valid or invalid. Three, returning the actual flight number index to the user. Four, repeating the question only if the user entered an invalid number. So guys, we are going to talk about this into details. The int select flight takes in an integer and it has only one argument. That's int num flight, which tells us the actual flight number available. The int choice stores the number of flights available. While one is an infinite loop, which means it's going to repeat the question several times, million times, unless if the user enter a valid number. Printf is going to print out a question asking the user to enter the number of flights you like to book, he or she likes to book. And this space available here is the space that the user is going to use to type his answer. Yeah. The scanf is going to read what the user typed and store it in choice. Okay, there's a condition here. That's the if choice is greater than or equal to 1 and choice is less than or equal to the number of flights available. So what this means is that the choice is in between 1 or is 1 and the number of flights available. Like it's greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to the number of flights available. So the return choice minus 1 tell that's the work of the computer, but it's going to return the actual flight number index to the user. Else, if the user enter a number of flights which is less than one or greater than the number of flights available, the printf is going to print out invalid choice and repeat the question. Repeat the question to the user that please enter a number of please enter a number between 1 and the number of flights available. Thank you.
Hello guys, I'm Brighton Hinado. I'm here to talk about how your booking flight will be confirmed. So the first step is function definition. In the function definition, when you come to the code, this line creates a function called confirm booking. And the confirm booking, it takes two pieces of information, and the information is flight. This shows us the list of flight rates, details like destination, dates, and available seats. And the second information is flight index. Also, this shows us the number that tells us which flight we are checking in the list. The second step is checking if seats are available. If seats are available, when you come to the code, that's line 36. This check if there are seats available for the selected flight. If the number of available seats is greater than 0, the booking can continue. In the third step confirm the booking. That's line 37. This display a message saying the flight has been booked successfully, and the string S is the placeholder for the test. It fills in the destination of the flight, the dates of the flight. Example, if someone book a flight from to Cape Town on the March 20th, it will print flight to new flight to Cape Town on March 20th booked successfully. And also this line tells us if a flight have had 5 seats left after booking, it it will now have 4 seats. Fourth step, if no seats are left, we will use else condition. This will display this will display a message saying the flight is fully booked and cannot be reversed. Example, sorry, this flight is fully booked. Step 5. Step 5. This line will close the if else condition. How this function work in simple terms. First one, the function checks if a flight has available seats. Second step, if seats are available, it confirms the booking and reduce the seats available. 3. If no seats are left, it will tell the user the flight is fully booked. Thank you.
So the first line prints out a welcome message. The second line or the next line declares an array of flight structures, naming flights and initializes it with the sample flight data below. The integer variable. This calculates the number of flights in the array, that is, the total size of the array in bytes divided by the single flight structure also in bytes. An infinity loop is then created. This loop allows the user to perform multiple bookings without restarting the program. The loop breaks as soon as a break statement is introduced. The next is the display flight function. This function prints out the name of all the data on all available flights to the user before he or she makes a decision. The next line is the select flight function. The user is going to be prompted to enter the number of the flight they would like to book. The function validates the inputs and returns the index of the selected flight. This index is then stored in the flight index variable. I'll end with the flight booking confirmation or the confirm booking function. This function takes the index of the selected flight as an argument. It checks if the selected flight is available. If the flight is available, it confirms the booking, reduces the number of seats, and prints the success message. If not, it tells the user the flight is fully booked. So let's go ahead and run our code real quick. So let me run this. So we can see here the data on all flights has been given, and the user is asked to enter the number of the flight they would like to book. So let me go ahead and enter one. Okay, so now I'll book the flight to Nairobi successfully. So I'll be asked whether I will book again. That will be done, that explanation will be done by the next person. So let me go ahead and enter yes. So now we can see from here that the number of seats here is what has reduced by one, as we said it should do. So now I left only one seat to Nairobi. So let me book that again and let's see the outcome. So now the seat has been booked successfully. So let me book again. Okay, so now the number of seats here is 0. So let me book this seat and see what my program tells me. So now let me go ahead and book that. So now it says sorry, the flight is fully booked. So I'll be told to either continue or I'll end right there. So I'll say I'll end right there. So end. And then the escape message or the message that I'll get is thank you for using our flight booking system. Enjoy your flight.
Lines 62 to 74 are the part of the program that helps the user to rebook a flight if he or she wants to. SHA response declares that the values to be inputted for the variable response are to be single characters, while one creates an infinite loop that runs continuously till the user enters a valid input or a break statement is introduced. The printf here displays the message, would you like to book another flight, with the options Y for yes and N for no. The scanf function reads the value inputted by the user after the message is displayed. The %C specifies that the value inputted is to be of the character data type. The space before the specifier tells the function to ignore any space or new line before reading the inputted character. Ampersand response stores what is inputted as the value of the response variable. If the response is Y, the loop stops and the program displays the flight selection menu once again. Else, if the response is N, the function is terminated by return 0 and the thank you message is displayed. And if the input by the user is anything other than Y or N, the invalid input message is displayed here. Then return 0 here tells the system that the program has run successfully and should be terminated. So yeah, I'll go ahead and run the code. And then input 1. And then this is the part you input capital Y for yes. And then you get to book again. Then booking 2. Then would you like to book again? Go for no. Then you get our message. Thank you for using our flights booking system. Enjoy your flights.